Hey race fans, it's race day, top 5 with me, Frank 5. The season is in the books. The end of an era for NASCAR's most popular driver. And a great finish to the championship 4, and a first-time champion was crowned. Number 1, Martin Truex Jr. for Fernando Racing. The little team out of Denver, Colorado, won the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Championship today. And by winning the Ford EcoBoost 400, and I couldn't be happier for Martin Truex Jr. I've been so happy for him, everybody. I mean, he had the best car all year long, better than anybody else. 8 wins, more than anyone else. Led the most laps, had more top 5s and top 10s than his previous 3 years. Just unbelievable season for Martin Truex in this team. And Johnny Morris, Barney Visser, Joe Garone, his girlfriend Sherry Pollux. This is what Martin needed in his life. A championship. He's won 2 before in the Xfinity Series, but this makes it all worth living. He's had his rough days. He's had his good days. This makes his life absolutely complete. A champion in the series. I couldn't be happier for him. He was my pick to win the title, and I'm so happy Martin Truex Jr. won the championship over Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Brad Keselowski. Number 2, Chase Elliott. Yeah, we didn't get a win this year, second in a row, but we finished 5th in the race today. And 5th in the point standings. Great year. I mean, it sucks that we didn't get a win in the 24 car, but we're going to win our races next year driving the number 9 car that his dad drove for many years. And, of course, Elliott won it with the Xfinity Championship in 2014. So, great year. So happy for him. Proud of what he's been able to accomplish. More top 10s than he had last year. And we're ready to come back strong. And I think we can win the Daytona 500 and a lot of races, be a championship threat next year. Number 3, the championship drivers that were behind Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Busch had literally the best championship car all day. He was dominant on the long runs. He had played a little strategy towards the end by staying out on longer runs, and it allowed him to come to pit road after everybody else except for him did, and he was able to take those fresh tires and cruise his way up towards the front. Kyle Busch, I mean, could have won the championship today, but then a late race caution for his brother Kurt blowing a tire put a little bit of a hole in Kyle Busch's chances, and the other guys got in front of him, and he couldn't get by the 22 at the end, and he complained about that. So, I mean, literally, Kyle Busch, I know you're upset, about that, and you wish Joey got out of the way, because, he has to realize that you're racing for a championship, but he's racing to try and win to get himself better for next year. So, I mean, Kyle had a great year, don't get me wrong. Brad Keselowski, very, very strong season. 3 wins. I mean, that's not as much as he had last year with 4, but, good year nonetheless, despite finishing below the lowest of the playoff guys today. And he was considered an underdog coming in, don't get me wrong, especially with Ford being the race and him being a Ford. He was an underdog behind the Toyotas. But it's a great year for the 2 team. I think Penske is going to be stronger next year with him, Joey Logano, and the addition of Ryan Blaney. And Kevin Harvick, another great year. 2 wins, though. That's the lowest in his career with Stewart-Haas. But, it's because of the manufacturer change. Since they switched to Ford, it was going to be a struggle for them this year. But overall, getting to the championship, Ford having a chance, that's a mission accomplished for Kevin Harvick and Ronnie Childers and Stewart-Haas Racing in their first year in Ford. And I think they're going to be strong contenders once again next year. Number 4, Matt Kenseth, and most likely his final race today in a special throwback scheme commemorating his rookie year in the Cup Series. Came away with a top 10 finish today. I think he came home in the 7th or 8th spot. Great career for Matt Kenseth. And I hope he comes back. I mean, I don't know if this was the final race for Matt Kenseth, but he's had a hell of a career. He won a championship. I mean, he was the reason this whole playoff format started in 2000 after his championship year in 2003, but he's had a great career. And Matt Kenseth, you are one of the best, and I hope you come back in the future. And finally, number 5, Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran his final NASCAR race today, and finished 25th, 3 laps down, but it was a struggle, especially considering he had to start in the back due to the engine change. But overall, I'll tell you, it looked like he had a pretty good top 15 car. He's meant so much to the sport. I mean, especially considering, what his father meant to the sport before his passing. Dale Jr.'s had touched so many lives, and I've loved having him as a teammate to my drivers over the years, and Jeff Gordon and Chase Elliott. And I'm going to miss him driving the car, but fans, he's not out of the spotlight. He's still got an Xfinity team he's going to run, and he's going to be broadcasting for NBC next year in the booth, so that's going to be so much fun. So, backwards cap to Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Junebug, we love you, man, and we salute you. So, the season's in the books. What now? What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do a season in review and a thank you next week, and then I'm going to be closing off and taking a break and get ready for next year. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and congrats to Martin Truex Jr., your 2017 Monster Energy champion. I'll see you next week.